Alright, this is a presentation I did for a recent meetup, and I talked about the common mistakes on keyword research for pay-per-click. I thought I would put it online if anyone missed it or wanted to go over it again, or for just anyone coming across my blog who might be interested in it. Okay, so the first slide is the three most common keyword research mistakes for pay-per-click, and I find that new people coming to pay-per-click tend to make these mistakes. The first one is not using enough keywords, just kind of starting with a few keywords and just not really opening up. I like to start with a minimum of 1,000 keywords in my new campaigns and really add to that as I go along. Also, the next mistake is relying solely on brainstorming. What you think people are typing in is not necessarily what people are actually typing in. So do use the keyword tools, and that brings me to point 3. Don't rely solely on the popular keyword tools, because then you will get all the same keywords that everybody else has got. So what you need to do is kind of dig around the edges and find the less common keyword tools, which will give you the more obscure keywords that you can build a business around. The free keyword tools that I use and have used are obviously the Google AdWords external tool, which is the main one that we use. If I'm just doing search engine optimization research, I've just used this one. I've also looked at the Good Keywords tool and the free Ad Guru tool, but most of the time now, at the level I work at, I tend to use the paid tools, because as I said, I try not to use just the popular ones, but also extra ones. These are professional tools I've been using for a while. Ad Guru, which is very good because it shows all the competitors' adverts and their keywords. Same as Keywords Bites, it's quite a similar thing. They show the competitors' adverts and keywords, and that is always really good and interesting to see. And also Word Tracker, and I've had mixed results with Word Tracker. It used to be a fantastic tool. I'm not so impressed with it, but again, it's probably one to have in your arsenal. Also, I'm going to go through keyword matching just to explain it, because it's something that was confused to me and it confuses new people when they come along. First of all, if you put a keyword into Google AdWords, it's going to be a broad match if you've put no punctuation around it. So if you were bidding on LCD television, for example, you would come up on LCD TV, LCD display, LCD television, and even buy 32-inch LCD television. So basically you can have very broad searches around that. And what you've got to be careful of is that you don't come up on irrelevant terms around that. Say, for example, you might come up on LCD cinema television or LCD workstation television, or something that's not relevant to what the products you sell is. So you need to match this very carefully with the negative matching. I'll come to that in a second, but first I want to talk about phrase matching. Now, phrase matching is used when you've got a phrase that you want to come up, but you don't want other words inserted inside it. So for example, if you use men's suits with the inverted commas around it, that would be a phrase match. That means your AdWords verts would appear for navy men's suits, but not for men's navy suits. So you could probably look to see whether things convert better for a phrase match, or whether they convert better for a broad match. But if you've got something specific, like a specific piece of software or a specific product, then you probably want to go for a phrase match, because if those words are changed around or added words added in the middle, it might not necessarily be the same product that you have and are selling. Negative match. Now, when I started using negative matches, that was when my ad group started to be profitable. So this is a very important area, because you've got to get rid of the waste clicks and the waste adverts that are appearing. Because not only does it hurt your click-through rate, but it also hurts Google's opinion of you, because your click-through rate will reduce, and also it'll affect your cost per conversion, because people will be clicking that aren't relevant. So for example, in men's suits, I might do minus pink, because I don't sell any pink men's suits, but that's something that people will be searching for. So you go through your click, and there's actually a report in Google called the keyword tool, which shows you all the keywords that have actually been used to be clicked on. Now, this doesn't tend to get all the keywords, and so I actually use a tracking bit of code to tell me on the actual website what keywords have come through. And I kind of run through that, check the non-conversions, and take out the ones that aren't converting very well. and I use the negative match very well. And you'll probably find with a demographic, you can kind of say, for example, you could do boys' clothes, and you don't sell to the teenage market. You would do a negative on the teenage and try to get rid of all those adverts that aren't relevant to your brand, because Google will then put your money in better places. Now the exact match, this is when it's very specific. I don't tend to use this too often, but it's when you want just your advert to come up on men's suits and nothing else. So you wouldn't come up on blue men's suits, you could only come up on the term men's suits. So this is when you've got a very specific product, very specific keyword, and at least you could control what you're coming up on. And one that's not so well known is the negative exact match. This is when you can say, right, I only don't want it to come up on men's suits, and let's say you had a broad match on men's suits, it would come up on all the other terms like blue men's suits and all that kind of stuff, but it wouldn't come up on men's suits itself. Now you can use this for things if you find that your adverts aren't converting very well when there's just men's suits on their own, or the keyword on its own. But it's not really something I use that often. Okay, so once you've kind of got the idea of the keyword matching, you have to think about the process that people buy on the internet. People tend to move from a research phase to a shopping phase and to a buying phase, and based on what one of those three areas the person is in will dictate what kind of keywords they use, and also what kind of things you need to be showing them. So an example of a browsing keyword would be someone typing in men's clothing, and you can see that they not quite know what men's clothing they want, and they haven't got very specific. They certainly don't know the article they're looking for, and they're certainly not looking at the prices of clothing. They're just kind of getting an idea for what's out there. They're kind of building up to a purchase. They're what we call as warm leads. Shopping keywords, so they're actually now searching for men's suits. So they decided they want a kind of suit, but they don't really know which suit they're searching for. And now they're going to buy, and the buy keyword, they'll be searching for blue men's suit or linen navy suit or something very specific that will then make them look for specific adverts. And if you look at each one, the browse is the research phase. So in this phase, for these kind of keywords, so you're looking at kind of the general keywords, it's your chance to educate the person, capture the email address, and turn that warm lead into a hot lead. So if you've got a consumer site, you might want to be thinking about competitions here, and just anything that can get them their email as a free report. And you wouldn't want to go for ad positions 1 or 2 or 3 because it'd be too expensive. You probably want to be looking at 7 or 8 just to get those clicks and to get those captures. And you don't want to, because you want to keep your money for the buy keywords. Shopping keywords, again, try to kind of position 5 to 8. Obviously, there's 10 positions on the page, so we're not quite at the top, but it's people researching, so they're having a good look. And if the shopping keywords, so if men's suits one, but you want to show the range, so you want a landing page to be a category, so you want to show a lot of products. And then the buy keyword, now you want to be right up there at the top. I find position 3 better than 1 and 2, but you can need to try with your campaigns. Using offer-led copy, people are looking for price, they're looking for whether there's delivery, whether there's how it's actually going to happen for them. They're ready to buy and they want to buy off somebody, so you've got to give them an idea. And you might even want to use you can take them landing page of the actual product they're searching for. So if you had a blue linen suit, for example, take that product. But you can also put a landing page in between with a special offer just for that pay-per-click person to see, so that normal web traffic wouldn't see it, but you know that's a buy keyword, so you know that's a hot lead, so you want them to convert. And that's